Hi everyone, welcome back to Sheri Approved. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope that you and your families are well. If you are new, welcome. And if you've been here before, thank you so much for clicking on another video. Now, I don't know about you, but I am really bad at keeping empties. As a content creator, I probably should keep a little bit better track of these things. But even though sometimes I try to put them away, my husband, who is a clean freak, will literally pass through and just get rid of everything. But for the last month, I decided I wanted to pay closer attention to the things that I finish up when it comes to skincare and just give you guys some very quick reviews, letting you know, am I going to repurchase these things or not? So I have a few items that I want to share with you today. So let's just get started. So the first item I have is this little mini, and while it's a mini, it's actually a whole 30 ml, a whole 1 ounce, and this is the Jenny House Truffle Water Essence. I finished a couple of these. I have no idea where the other bottles are, but I was able to hold on to this one because I finished this one recently. Jenny House is actually a Korean brand that I think not many people are aware of, but I found them when I was actually searching for this particular ingredient, and the feature of this essence is something called fermented black truffle. So if any of you are foodies, you will know that black truffle is one of the most expensive edible mushrooms, and this particular brand has fermented black truffle in this essence, which is the feature. Now, when ingredients are fermented in skincare, it helps it to penetrate the skin a lot better than if the ingredient was not fermented. So you'd find that in a lot of essences, and this was made popular because of Cutie and their galactomyces essence. A lot of brands are actually going through the process of fermentation with certain ingredients. That could also make the product a little bit more pricey than usual, but I'm telling you, it is worth it. Black truffle is rich in vitamin C and essential fatty acids, which is really helpful for reducing the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. It promises to keep your skin barrier healthy, give you radiance, boost moisture for a long time. But besides having black truffle extract, it also contains niacinamide, which is a beautiful brightening ingredient, and it also contains red algae extract, which also has a lot of antioxidants, natural peptides, amino acids. So this is all around a very nourishing essence. Things that I love about it is the texture. It's not a very watery essence, and it's not overly thick. It's somewhere right in the middle. But even on my oily skin, one of the things that I loved about this particular texture is that it absorbs really well. So this is one of those essences that while I can use it in my nighttime routine, it works really well in my daytime routine. I love the way it absorbs. It leaves a lovely natural finish to the skin, but it's not greasy or anything. In fact, I would say it is a kind of natural matte finish. There is no stickiness or anything like that, and I just need one layer. If you are drier, you could definitely do a lot more, but because it is a little bit more viscous than very runny or watery essences, one layer is just enough for me in the morning. It also has a very mild, like earthy scent that is actually really pleasant to me, but it's so mild like you actually have to go very, very close to the product to smell it. Most people may not even detect a scent in this, but I absolutely loved the texture of this. It feels rich, it feels luxurious, and I definitely will get the hydrated brightening effect. And because of that texture and the way it settles into the skin and the way my other skincare products layer on top of it, I love using this in my morning skincare routine. Will I repurchase? Absolutely. In fact, I do have a full-size bottle just sitting down waiting, and the full size I think is like a 200 ml bottle, so that's huge. And while it might seem pricey compared to some other Korean essences, it is absolutely worth it. The next item I finished should be of no surprise to you guys because I did an entire video on this line, and it is the Duft and Doft Salmon Vgene Hydraactive Ampoule. Don't ask me where the cover is. Hadassah got it and I have no idea where it is, but I was able to finish this. In fact, I was hoping that I could have a little tiny bit of product to kind of show you, but I did share in that video. This is a kind of very it looks like a creamy type of gel texture, and it melts like water into the skin. This is a product that I will actually use after my essence. This absorbs really well into the skin. There is no stickiness. It is one of the items that I love layering. So while this is actually pretty lightweight and I can use it in my morning routine, I actually love using this in my nighttime skincare routine, especially on the night, let's say that I do retinol or I'm using peptides and so on. I find that this is a really nice type of serum to layer with those types of ingredients, even acids. But for some reason, I tend to reach for it when I'm doing my retinol night. This particular ampoule features PDRN, which is salmon extract. We went down that whole road and I explained everything, but it is a fabulous ingredient for regenerating the cells in the skin, for repairing the skin, and it is huge in the whole well-aging or anti-aging types of ingredients. This product also contains adenosine, it contains niacinamide, it contains green tea. So there are a lot of lovely antioxidants, brightening ingredients that is going to help your skin in terms of repairing and so on. The entire line I actually recommend to people who really want to nip in the bud certain things that they're seeing with regards to aging and so on, and probably more mature people who really want to see if they can get some cell regeneration in their skin. This is a really good ampoule to add into your skincare routine. So will I repurchase this? I actually have a new one already. I haven't opened it yet just because I am actually using other products right in the same place that I will use this right now, but this is definitely a favorite. Next we have this, which is the Apieu Madecassoside Ampoule, and I think I mentioned this probably when I was doing like a mass acne video or something. This is probably the third one of these that I have finished. I absolutely love this thing. This is a skin savior, especially if you have mass acne, you have any type of irritation, you are just having acne in general. This is one of those Centella products that really showed up and showed off on my skin. One of the things that you'll see featured in this particular ampoule is that they say that it has Centella asiatica extract, but there is a focus on Madecassoside. Madecassoside is actually just one of the components of Centella asiatica that they were able to pull out and really focus in this particular product. And why? Because it inhibits inflammation, it helps to promote collagen synthesis, and it aids in preventing hyperpigmentation and hypertrophic scarring. That's the type of scarring where sometimes you have that raised area on the skin after acne or something traumatic happens on the skin. A lot of you may have that. Like, this is really good at preventing that. So that's why it was so useful, especially when I was having mass acne really badly, or sometimes if I realize that I'm having a very unusual breakout, because I usually get them in my jawline area, which is usually because it's hormonal acne, and I want to make sure and prevent that. This is definitely in my skincare routine, and it helps a lot. Besides just calming the skin down and helping to reduce the redness, I love how this product works on my skin. It's one of those Centella asiatica products that I actually reach for, especially during breakouts. Now the thing about it is it's an ampoule. You really should apply it like after the toner step or just before serums and so on. But it has a light gel type texture which feels really nice on the skin, but this absorbs like nothing. Like literally in 2 seconds it will absorb. Your skin is going to remain natural matte. It's not going to add any extra shine or grease or anything like that. It layers beautifully. So I love to actually recommend it to people to use it and then apply your acne treatment or whatever it is that you're going to use to treat your acne. It really sets up a lovely base for that. And will I repurchase? I have gone through several bottles of these. I'm actually not using it right now because I'm not really having so much of an issue with regards to my breakouts and so on, and I do have some other Centella asiatica products in rotation, but it's definitely going to be in backup. Now this one has been my skin savior in the last 2 months, and of course I mentioned it recently, but it's the Lanbena Ectoin Soothing Serum. Oh my god. So it goes without saying, I can tell you right now that I've emptied this and I'm on my second bottle, and literally I am at the point, because of that seborrheic dermatitis flare that I had some weeks ago, I am so afraid to stop using this Ectoin serum right now. Literally, because I saw how much it played a part in helping to repair my skin. I'm not going to go through that again. I will just link the video below, but Ectoin is such an amazing ingredient, especially for stress-induced type of skin issues when it comes to environmental stresses or your skin just being under pressure and responding to that. And it's also been proven to prevent UVA-induced photo damage, and that's something that's really, really important to me, especially as I'm going to be heading into my 40s soon, and that means that my body is just losing collagen and everything much faster. The way that I age, or well aging, is really important to me. And of course we know that UVA exposure is one of the biggest factors when it comes to premature aging. So this is a double whammy for me, and I have absolutely been loving it. And like I said, especially because of that flare, I'm so afraid to stop using this right now. I think it's going to be consistent in my skincare routine at least for a while, until I feel like, okay, there are no signs that any flares are going to happen, and then I might swap it out and use something else. But for right now, it's definitely going to be there. What I love about this is like a clear gel. There is like no scent to this. None that I could detect. Like, I'm trying to find a scent right now. It goes on and it's so hydrating. It's so smooth on the skin, but it absorbs nicely. It does leave a lovely natural finish to the skin, like a very healthy glow, but there's nothing greasy about it or anything. I actually put it on and then I go in with my vitamin C and niacinamide. I have been really layering the products, especially in my skincare routine, a lot more than I usually do, but I have absolutely been loving it. The next thing I finished is this product by Naturium, and while I may not have tried a ton of products from Naturium, this is definitely one of my favorites. In fact, I think I have mentioned it before. Finishing this was not a problem. I do have several niacinamide serums, so it took me a while to finish because I'm constantly rotating between several of them. But this one is lovely. I love the texture. It dispenses almost kind of like a thick gel, but it smooths out really nicely on the skin. It absorbs lovely on the skin. Almost feels kind of primer-ish, not too silicone-y, but it has just a really lovely feel on the skin. This is a 12% niacinamide serum plus 2% zinc PCA. And of course, we know the benefits of niacinamide and how much I love that in my personal skincare routine. But that zinc PCA, which you're seeing showing up in a lot of niacinamide serums now, it's really good because in combination with the niacinamide, it helps to normalize sebum production in the skin and limit the multiplication of acne-causing bacteria, which is why it's showing up a lot in niacinamide products, because together those two really work well. And this combination or this level or this percentage worked really good on my skin. I have nothing bad to say about this. I do have a backup because actually when I purchased it, there was a deal going on where I could have gotten 2 bottles, so I just grabbed the deal. I'm glad I did because it's a good serum, and while it may not be the niacinamide serum that I'm using right now that I've finished this, I will definitely pull this back because I do love it. I think it's one of the better formulas that are on the market. If you've been wanting to take up something from Naturium, I highly recommend this one. I also finished this, and it's a sunscreen, and I only have one sunscreen here because so many tubes have been thrown out. I go through sunscreens like crazy, so I have finished at least 3 different types that I could think about recently. And this one, when it finished, I literally just threw it in the drawer and I said, no, I have to talk about this because I don't think I've mentioned this before. But this is by Apieu, the same brand that actually produces the Ampoule. And this is their Super Airfit Mild Sunscreen Daily. They also have a matte version of this, which I'm actually also using right now, but I didn't finish that one. This one I have a kind of love-hate relationship with, and I'll explain to you why. Now, it goes on really beautifully on the skin. It has lightweight, it has a lotiony feel. It just massages so lovely into the skin. I love the natural glowy look that I get with the sunscreen. It is a mineral sunscreen. It's based on titanium dioxide, and so I don't have any irritations. It does have some fragrance. It actually smells kind of like just fresh, a fresh garden. It smells really nice, just really refreshing, nothing overpowering. I absolutely enjoy it. The issue with this one is, although they say that there is no white cast, it does have a white cast on me. It's actually not as bad as many other mineral sunscreens, but I can definitely see it. It has that kind of purpley tinge on my skin. And the truth is, I had no problems finishing this because I wore the sunscreen at home, and honestly, I much prefer my sun protection than to be bothered about that look on my skin, especially if I'm home. Nobody's seeing me except my family, so I'm perfectly fine with that. And I was able to finish this without a problem. And why I said I'm in between two minds, because I actually love how much the sunscreen feels on my skin, how well it works with my skin, how well it works with all my skincare and so on. And I absolutely love the finish of the sunscreen. I actually considered repurchasing this in spite of the white cast, just to tell you how much I actually enjoyed the sunscreen. But because I have so many other sunscreens, and I do have other mineral sunscreens that don't leave white cast on me, I'm going to pass on this one. But I mean, if you are lighter complexion than me, people that are fairer, this might actually work on you, and I definitely recommend it because it is a really good sunscreen. And finally, I actually have a cleansing oil to show you guys, and this is from a brand called B-Lab, and this is their PHA Perfect Pore Cleansing Oil. Now, this is the 100 ml bottle. They do have a jumbo size as well. I actually find it to be very reasonably priced, but there are some things that I wanted to share about this oil. I do have a little bit left in here, probably about 3 more uses, but I decided to throw it in this video because I wanted to share my thoughts on this. Now, this is very, very interesting because it's not just a cleansing oil. It has a PHA cleansing oil. So it has an ingredient called gluconolactone, which is a PHA, polyhydroxy acid. So while you are massaging this on your skin, and if you actually use the 60-second rule to massage your cleansing oils and probably go even a little bit longer, you are actually going to get some very mild or very gentle chemical exfoliation with this. And I think that's really interesting because you don't generally see that in cleansing oils, but this is so gentle. It is really, really gentle on the skin. There is nothing like stinging or burning or any irritation at all. This does not burn my eyes, and I actually put it on my eyes to remove my eye makeup. It breaks down everything. It contains jojoba and grapeseed oil as the main oils in this particular product. And the thing that also makes it really unique is the thinness of this particular cleansing oil. It is probably the most lightweight cleansing oil that I have ever used. There is something about it, like you put it on and you're like, is there even cleansing oil on my face? You could actually feel it moving around, so you know you're massaging your cleansing oil, but it feels so thin and so lightweight. And then when you apply your water to start emulsifying, it's as though it just develops this thick lusciousness. I don't know how else to describe it, but that is what happens when you just start to massage it, and as you add the water and you really emulsify it, it breaks down everything. It rinses lovely. It leaves the skin feeling very hydrated. I absolutely enjoyed using this cleansing oil, although I am a balm girl, because in general, while I do try a lot of cleansing oils, it's not often that I finish them, because I will start them, I will probably use half of the bottle, and then I'll go back to my balms, because I just love balms. I just find them to be less messy. So for me to actually get through this is a big deal. Will I repurchase it? Probably not, simply because I just prefer balms, but this is really good. If you are a cleansing oil person and you're looking to try a new one, I highly recommend this, especially because of that PHA feature, which I think makes it very unique. You're going to be getting some very gentle exfoliation at this particular step of your skincare routine. So guys, that's it for my current empties. Well, the ones that I saved anyway. I'd love to hear in the comments below, what have you emptied recently? Will you repurchase? Because I don't know about you guys. Well, my skincare collection is ridiculous. So when I repurchase something, that's a big deal. And that's why I wanted to share this video with you guys today. I'll see you guys again soon. Take care. Bye.